Ladies and gentlemen of geometry, welcome to 7-4. 7-4 is talking about inscribed angles, and an inscribed angle is kind of exactly what it sounds like, but we'll talk about it in here a little bit. An inscribed angle is angles with the vertex on a circle and sides that are chords of the circle. So this is an example of an inscribed angle. This right here, that's my angle, and part of that is with an intercepted arc. So this is my angle, and this part out here would be the intercepted arc. Okay, so these two kind of work together, and kind of the punchline is that an inscribed angle is half of an intercepted arc. Okay, so if the arc was 100, then the inscribed angle would be 50 degrees. Okay, so if the arc was 100, the angle would be 50. So before we had central angles. Central angles, you know, the whatever the angle measure was, that was the arc measure, and vice versa. So like if this was 70 degrees, this would be 70 degrees. That would be the angle measure. Now for an inscribed angle, that's coming all the way back here. So that's going to be half of that. So that would be 35. So 1/2 of the intercepted arc. So that's kind of the big punchline here. All right. So for angle P, that's right down here. Well, if this arc is 70, P is going to be half of that. So P is going to be 35 degrees. All right. And arc PQ, well, if this is 56, I need to double that. So that's going to be 112 degrees. All right. So for angle C, if you look, angle C is right here. So I want half of 98. So that's going to be 49 degrees. Sorry, 49 degrees. All right, and then arc CF. Okay, let me erase this a little bit. Arc CF is right here. And if you look, that gets cut by the 40, so I need to take 40 times 2 to get 80. All right, so if two inscribed angles of a circle intercept the same arc or congruent arcs, then the angles are congruent. So let me kind of draw a situation here. So let's say I've got a point here. All right, so I've got this inscribed angle intercepting this arc. Well, what if I've got and now an angle down here, but it matches up, so it hits that point. Sorry, that should be a straighter line. So if they intercept the same arc, then they're going to be congruent to each other. Okay, that's the big punchline. So if they both intercept the same arc, then they're going to be congruent to each other. So those two angle measures are going to be congruent. So if you look, STV intercepts this arc. SUV also intercepts this arc, this one right here. So that means this is going to be equal to this. All right, so that's 3x minus 5 equals 2x plus 15. You know, now it's straight algebra. So x equals 20, but they want the measure of angle T, so that's going to be 3 times 20 minus 5. So that will be 55. So now if I look at number 6 says, let me clean out some of this. Number 6 says S is 3x, okay? 3x. All right, V is x plus 16. Figure out what S is. So now they both intercept that little arc. So 3x is going to be equal to x plus 16. All right, so 2x equals 16. So x equals 8. So if x equals 8, S is going to be 3x, so that's 3 times 8. So that's going to be 24 degrees. Boom, that's my answer. So arcs intercept the same thing, then they're going to be equal to each other. All right, it's going to be 1/2 of that. So an inscribed angle of a triangle intercepts the diameter or semicircle if and only if the angle is a right angle. which kind of makes sense. So they're saying that this is a right angle, angle G, because, like if I draw this out, it intercepts a semicircle, okay? This is a diameter. It's exactly halfway across. So think about this. A whole circle is 360, so that means the semicircle is 180 degrees. Well, what's half of 180? Because that's how big an inscribed angle is. Well, that makes that 90. Whole circle is 360. Semicircle is half of that. An inscribed angle is half of that. So you take it divided by 2 one more time, and it works backwards. So if this is 90, that makes this a diameter. That makes this 180. Circle's always 360. So if I look, this is a 90-degree angle. I know that because this is diameter. That makes this 180. That makes this 90. So that means that all three are going to add up to 180. So with a little bit of cleaning up, I can put this together. So that's going to be 13x plus 89 equals 180. So 13x. So 180 minus 89 is going to be 91. So divided by 13, x equals 7. So x equals 7, but they want f. So I need 4 times 7 plus 2. So that's going to be 30. So that's how big angle f is, right there, 30. That's kind of a special scenario. So building off of that, if you've got a quadrilateral four-sided figure inscribed in a circle, then its opposite angles are supplementary. So here's what that means. And if you think about this, it should kind of make sense. So if I look at LK, LM, okay, that intersects this arc, this whole big arc, all right? So now if I flip that around, let's go green. So if I flip that around, NK and NM, okay, that intercepts this arc. Well, between the two of them, they encompass the whole circle. All right, between the two of them, they get the whole circle. A whole circle's got to be 360 degrees. Well, between the two of them, it's also going to be half of that. So, wait, they're not equal. Sorry, not equal. Boom, 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 boom. They're not equal, but if you divide that by 2, that's got to be 180, because both of these get cut in half. So it should make sense that they're supplementary. These two angles together have to add up to 180. So if I look, figure out A and B, well, if I take a look, okay, this intersects this arc. This guy intersects this arc. So 2x minus 30 plus x has got to add up to 180, because between the two of them, they have the whole circle covered. All right, so that's going to be 3x minus 3 equals 180. So 3x equals 183. So for 3x, so that's going to be 61. So figure out A, figure out B. So this is going to be 61. This is going to be 112 minus 30. So that's going to be, 282. Wait. 112 minus 30. Yeah, it should be 82. But 82 and 61 don't add up to 180. I'm sorry. I apologize. I messed up. All right? This should have been 2x minus 30, not 3. So that should have been, this should have been 210, which means this should have been 70. So I'm sorry. I really screwed that up. So let's fix this. This is now 70. Forget all this. Okay, this is no longer 61. This is 70. So 2x minus 30 would be now 140 minus 30, which would be 110. So that was my mistake. I'm sorry. That should be 110. That should be 70. And that should be what I get. All right, so if I look at number 11, let's look here. So, figure out x and y. Well, 60 here, there. These two have to be supplementary, and these two have to be supplementary. So, x has just got to be 180 minus 60. So, x is going to equal 120. All right? Y is going to be 180 minus 95. So 180 minus 95 should be 75, or 85, sorry. So 85 should equal y. So all I had to do was figure out what the opposite angle was and subtract it from 180. All right, take a look at this. I'm really, really sorry about this one. This one I screwed up because I saw the 3, but I never saw the 30. Come talk to me with questions, and I will talk to you soon.